Hi guys, my name's Jim and I make videos about chronic pain, and also my wife passed away from the flu about 9.5 months ago now, so I talk about that a lot lately as well. Now the strange thing is yesterday I was kind of holding up my wife's purse and I said, oh, sometimes when I'm having a bad day she talks to me, and I didn't literally mean she talks to me. It means I talk out loud to her, and sometimes I can hear what she'd be saying to me if I need a little encouragement or whatever. That's what I meant by that. I didn't mean literal. But last night she actually talked to me through the dog, through Annie the dog. I know that sounds crazy, but it's actually the third time that this has happened. If you haven't seen my dog, she's little Chihuahua and Dachshund mix. A little dog. She's on my cooking channel. She's my taste test dog, Annie the taste test dog. So, but anyway, the weird thing is, when my wife was sick and in the hospital, Annie was just all droopy and mopey and whatever. And as soon as Margie passed away, like the next day or two, my daughter lives next door, and we were all outside, and Annie was out there just flying around, had all this energy, and my daughter Crystal said, look at Annie, look at all her energy. She goes, I swear that Margie's spirit is with her. Margie was my wife's name. And she goes, and I looked at him, I was like, yeah, she's just a totally different dog. And there's been other times where we'll just look at Annie and say the same thing. We both say that. It's like, I swear that Margie's spirit is with Annie. And so this has happened, this is the third time this happened in the night now. I would wake up, be sleeping, and I would kind of wake up and I'd hear somebody talking. And the first two times I couldn't, it sounded like someone talking, and I couldn't make sense of what they were saying. I couldn't quite understand what they were saying, but it was coming from Annie. Annie sleeps in the bed with me, but it was coming from Annie. And it happened twice, and I kind of started thinking, that's just really weird. It almost seems like maybe Margie's trying to talk to me through Annie or something. And it's like, but I never said really much about it. It's like, well, maybe I'm just imagining things or whatever. But last night, same thing happened again, and I think maybe I'm more aware of it now, so I was just real quiet and I listened. And I was awake because I looked up at the clock and it was 2:02 a.m. And I actually got up and wrote this down. What I heard is she said, hi Koopy, I'm ready to come home. And Margie's the only one that ever called me Koopy. My last name is Cooper, and she called me Coop, and she called me Koopy a lot of times. So it's like, I know that had to be her. So it's like, and I've been awake since then because I couldn't go back to sleep. I was wide awake. I'm like, man, I need to write that down so I don't forget it. But it's like, I'm ready to come home. I'm not sure exactly what she means by that. I don't know if it means she misses me, or if it means maybe she's going to move on to somewhere else, or what that exactly means. I guess I'll just have to kind of pay attention and see if I see any signs of her from now on. Now, the weirdest thing, yesterday I was just sitting in there, and Annie's usually not all that affectionate. I don't hold her and pet her that much, but she just jumped in my lap and she's being all affectionate and licking my face and everything, and then she jumped down on the floor and she was just looking at me like, and I've seen her give me that look a couple other times, and every other time I thought, that's the same look that Margie used to give me when we first started going out and dating. She'd just look at me sometimes and I'd say, wow, you have glowy eyes. And that's what I'd call it, glowy eyes, because she had these blue eyes and they would just light up. And the way she looked at me, she was just, kind of glowing. And the way Annie looked at me yesterday and a couple other times, I remember looking and saying, wow, that's just that same look that Margie used to give me. And it's just like so strange. But it's just so weird how yesterday morning in my video, I was saying, oh yeah, my wife talks to me. And then that happened last night. It's almost just, it's really, really weird. It's all, I really can't explain it, but I heard it very clear. Like I said, I got up, I wrote it down. It was 2:02 a.m. I was seeing, I've talked about seeing angel numbers. I was seeing a crazy amount of angel numbers yesterday too. All these multiple 1s and 4s mostly, just all day long. In fact, I told my daughter that. She's the only one who kind of gets that, because she told me she's been seeing numbers lately too. So something's kind of going on with her too. Her and I kind of see things on the same wavelength lately. I told her sometimes, I said, I think you're the only one who gets me. Some of the stuff I tell people, and they're like, you're weird, I don't know what you're talking about. But she seems to understand what I'm talking about. And I've been telling her about all these crazy, weird coincidences that have been happening to me and stuff. And she's just like, man, that's really weird. So that's what happened to me last night. I really don't know what that means, but I mean, there's no doubt in my mind that's what I heard. And I know it was her because she's the only one who's ever called me Koopy. So I know it was her. So I don't really know what that means, but I thought the whole thing was just really interesting. Thanks for watching. Talk to you guys next time.